Hello there and welcome to Legal Break. I'm Maureen Akers and with me today our legal expert Gary Bruce. Gary, thank you so much for joining us again today on our segment.
Looking forward to it.
Well, we're going to talk about some different things each and every week. It's a fairly new segment, kind of getting everything started. And this week we're going to talk about what happens to you if you're in a car wreck. I mean, it can happen. It probably happens to just about every one of us that is driving out there. So what should you do first?
Well, I think the thing to do first, I've been in them, you know, we all have, I guess.
Yeah.
Get your composure, you know, kind of figure out what's going on. From a lawyer's standpoint, what I see the mistakes people make is maybe they don't call the police. You need to call the police. If there's witnesses in the area, you need to get their name and number. All kinds of issues come up, whether you're hurt or not. I mean, about fixing the vehicle, you know, whose fault it was, and who's going to be responsible.
Right,
so,
absolutely.
You know, you got to be proactive.
Right.
And at this point, there's really no reason not to, Maureen. With our phones, what we have, I mean, you can even take a video of somebody, what they say at the scene.
Right.
And it's admissible. We talked about that some weeks before, you know. And you can take pictures of where things are or where things are situated, the damage to the vehicle. So all that's important.
Yeah, actually, and I was in a slight fender bender that earlier this year, and that's the first thing I did was pulled out my phone, took pictures of his license plate and his license when he pulled it out and such as that, just so I made sure I had the record of that when I needed it.
Used to be in the old days, the truck drivers were given cameras to carry around and take pictures of the scene. You know, we as just drivers didn't think about doing that, but now it's so easy. Sometimes you're discombobulated, you know, and not really in yourself, but it's still, get the camera out. I mean, it really, picture's worth 1,000 words, and we see it makes a difference. So
as far as, and that's kind of on the topic of the collecting the evidence, are the new dash cams useful in any way?
You know, the dash cams are amazing. I don't see many people with them, but I had a client once who had one that showed what it did to him inside the vehicle. And it wasn't that bad of a wreck. I mean, you know, nobody went off a cliff in flames, you know, but what it showed was him being thrown forward into the steering wheel and back and whipping his neck. I mean, it was an amazing piece of evidence that we don't consider very often. I mean, it was dramatic. Not only did it show whose fault it was, but it showed why he was having the problems he was having. So, you know, those are the ones that face backwards and forwards. I think there's some evidence that's valuable there. We get them from the police department when necessary. It captures a lot of what happened.
It can help,
So there's a good bit of evidence that needs to be preserved, and, you know, don't be bashful about doing it.
Right. So they should definitely call. Let me go to your website, right?
Well,
to find out more
if you have questions about all that, give me a call or go to our website, GaryBruceLaw.com. We appreciate the opportunity to talk to you about it.
All right. Thank you so very much, and I look forward to seeing you on the very next Legal Break.